Ode to New Zealand wheat beer, made with kiwi juice and on a wheat base, but with Nottingham yeast and Nelson Sauvin hops. Label out. So that's my ode to New Zealand, to all you folks in New Zealand. Get the kiwi on the nose, but I've tried this already and it's only 3.9%, so it's a real sessionable lawnmower beer, but it's an in-your-face grapefruit juice is basically what it boils down to. On the nose, it smells like a little bit of beer and a little bit of kiwi and just a tad of the hops. It's all citrus, in your face citrus. It's tasty, but if you don't like grapefruit, you're not going to like this beer. Only thing I would change is I think I would add more malt and more wheat. So I would up the grain bill a little bit just to get the alcohol factor up to offset the fruit juice. Other than that, very good beer. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Haven't done one in a little while again. It comes around. Just happened to have the day off. Slept a little bit this morning. Got off this morning at 7:30. Slept a little bit, and it's now in the afternoon. And you saw me just pour this. This is my ode to New Zealand. To all the folks down there that brewing great beer. I hope this is a tribute beer to them. I'd probably like to send some of this out, but I think I'll brew it again before I do that. Very light, sessionable beer. It's all citrus. It's a wheat base. I could drink it all day, really, because I like grapefruit. Doesn't really get grapefruit on the nose, though. I do get the kiwi on the nose, very faint, for as much kiwi as I added to this beer. I'm glad I didn't use a wheat yeast. I used Nottingham, I believe. I didn't want anything to detract from the, the kiwi, because kiwi can be very subtle in the beer. I've tried it before with fresh kiwis, and that turned out all right. And I used the juice on this one, so I'll cut out and show a little bit of that brew day. Good morning. So I was brewing last night and decided I was going to brew again in the morning, so I kind of left my mess and just did a quick rinse on things. It's kind of cool because it's a little less cleaning. So, and setting up for brew day was pretty much already done. So I'm already heating my strike water and drinking my beer. When I try a recipe, hang on, let me turn this down. Okay. Make a kiwi beer. problem is I just don't know how much sugar that's going to add. So I'm going to open the can and do a Brix reading on it and see if I can identify. I've been to a couple websites and I found the sucrose and glucose levels, so per weight. So I just got to do some calculations. My initial calculations looked like 600 grams of fermentable sugars. So I'll have to adjust the recipe accordingly. Otherwise I will end up with a really alcoholic beer. Completely different off-the-wall recipe. It's kind of a wheat-based recipe, but I'm using Nottingham yeast. So I'm going to do 14 gallons because I only could get the big can, and once I open it, I don't think it will keep. So that's really for I keep saying 14 gallons. That's my initial my initial pre-boil volume is 13.75, so 14 gallons. But I end up with around 10 and a half, 11. But that is for a larger batch. Yeah, I look like shit. I haven't shaved. I just got right out of bed. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of beer if it fails. So my initial taste sample of the kiwi base is it's pretty much purified down to the juice. There's no pulp in there. It's pretty clear. It's a wine base, so it's if you want to make a kiwi wine. It's a little tart. Based on that knowledge, I will change my mash temperature to 154. Kiwi beer recipe. Getting ready for the boil. 10-gallon batch. To keep with the New Zealand tradition, I'm going to bitter with Nelson Sauvin. Yeah, that's pretty much all the footage I got that day. I was exhausted. I had brewed the night before and then got right back up the next morning and then brewed that double batch. Since then, since that video, I've actually done an upgrade to the brew rig, and that's a real short clip, and I'll show that right now. Alright, finally trading up to a megapot. That's going to be my mash tun now, this one here. The false bottom in there. It's got the graduated scale, 15 gallons. So I'm going to put that together today. Got the foil wrap for it. So say goodbye to the Igloo. She served me well, but now that I have the conical, I'd like to do more large, big batches, and I just can't do it with this one. So time to retire her. She served me well. Gonna test it out today. Smells fantastic. Molasses, pepper, honey, touch of alcohol. Oh, this is a good beer, guys. I posted this recipe up on BrewTube. It's a dark English brown ale. It's a little too dark, but it's spot on the flavor, and There's just the right amount of pepper in there. It's not crazy, but you know it's there. It's smooth. You don't taste the alcohol at all. Pick a little bit up on the nose though. If you shine the light through it, it's actually a dark ruby, but you can't really tell in the camera. The longer that sits around on your palate, you can catch the pepper. It's a good blend between the honey and the pepper. Wow, that's really good. Check it out. It's on brewtubers.com. Cheers. Remember, no one is smarter than all of us. Share knowledge. Brew great beer.